Alright. It is Monday, February 25th, 2019 at 4:31 p.m. Let's take a look at some headlines. World's largest bee spotted for the first time in decades. The Wallace's giant bee has been seen only a few times since its discovery in 1858. Experts weren't sure if it still existed. In 1858, the famed British naturalist Alfred Russel Wallace discovered a large bee buzzing about on the Indonesian island of Bacan, now known as Wallace's giant bee, or Megachile pluto. The critter can grow up to be an inch and a half in length, has a wingspan of 2.5 inches, and boasts an impressive pair of beetle-like mandibles. It is the world's largest bee, and one of its most elusive, having seen only a few times since its initial discovery, so a group of researchers and nature enthusiasts were thrilled when they recently spotted a lone female Wallace's giant bee in Indonesia, marking the first sighting in decades, according to NPR's Bill Chappell. The team members have set out to find the bee as part of a global wildlife conservation search for lost species program. A mission took them to a cluster of islands called North Moluccas. Braving heat, humidity, and torrential downpours, the bee seekers spent 4 days peering into termite trees' nests. Wallace giant bees use their powerful jaws to scrape resin off trees and build burrows inside existing termite mounds. On the final day of the trip, which took place in January, the coveted bee was found inside a nest more than 6 feet off the ground. So they finally found the gigantic bee. I would be totally scared if I saw a bee that large. I'd just be like, nope, and just leave, because that is just too crazy. Alright, next, Iceland to let more than 2,000 whales be killed. Iceland's whaling industry will be allowed to keep hunting whales for at least another 5 years, killing up to 2,130 baleen whales under a new quota issued by the government. The 5-year whaling policy was up for renewal when Fisheries Minister Kristen Juliuson announced this week an annual quota of 209 fin whales and 217 minke whales for the next 5 years. While many islanders support whale hunting, a growing number of businessmen and politicians are against it due to the North Atlantic nations' dependence on tourism. Whaling, they said, is bad for business and poses a threat to the community's reputation and the expanding international tourism that has become a mainstay of Ireland's national economy. That is pretty sad that they're going to be killing up to 2,000 whales in Iceland. Alright, at Venezuela's border, a strange and deadly showdown over aid. The political showdown over the delivery of aid to Venezuela has turned deadly Friday when the security forces fired on protesters near the country's Brazilian border, killing 2 and wounding a dozen in a confrontation that could signal a more violent and destabilizing struggle over who can claim to be the country's legitimate leader. A critical moment loomed on Saturday when Venezuela's opposition leader Juan Guaido vowed to deliver tons of donated humanitarian aid from abroad against the orders of President Nicolas Maduro. The protesters killed on Friday members of the Paimon indigenous group opposed Maduro's decision, saying the population needs the food and medication. They were shot after closing a road to prevent security forces from passing. Outraged fellow protesters were reported to have seized a Venezuelan National Guard commander and his deputies in retaliation. So there's a lot of violence going on in the Venezuelan borders right now. Alright, next. Aliens? Another strange bright light streaks across the Hockley sky. Hockley, Texas. Just 2 weeks after a fireball was seen in the Sugarland sky, another light has UFOs enthusiasts looking up. Jason Velasquez captured the video above on his dash cam as he was driving in Hockley around 11 p.m. on Sunday. In the video, you will see a little bright light spot on the top of your screen move across the sky. According to the Meteorological Society website, there were 7 reports overnight of fireball sightings in the Houston area, including 4 in Cyprus. It appears several people may have seen some movement happening in the sky last night. What do you think? Is the truth out there? Could people be seeing UFOs in Texas? Who knows? Let's take a look at this video for a second, see if we see anything.
New video, it shows what's likely a shooting star over Hockley. An ABC 13 viewer sent us this video on Facebook, and before we all jump to the UFO theories, let's go.
Alright, so there you saw the video of the possibility of either a meteor or a UFO. Who knows what's out there? Alright guys, hit like and subscribe for more awesome videos. See you next time. God bless.